So a lot of people have been asking for Black Panther buffs, and not seeing them on the new patch notes has made them sad. I understand that. It made me sad too, that it was ignored once again. However, I believe that there is a buff. You could call it a hidden buff in these recent patch notes in the recent coming meta. Now it's pretty become a pattern that NetEase has done for Marvel Rivals in the patch notes that they've made, where they kind of want to change the meta each time around. They clearly killed Dive with a lot of these buffs and nerfs, but they changed the meta to poke, and poking and frontline seems to be the new meta. So that's a lot of like squishies and a lot of more vulnerable DPS and a lot of frontlining too. They in this upcoming meta, I believe there will be some more frontline focus stuff with strange buffs as well and mag buffs. I do think the upcoming meta will be a combination of focusing on who has the better frontline and who has the better poke, instead of who has the better dive and who has the better supports. Of course, supports are still incredibly important to keeping both of those alive. Everyone alive, really. So, one of the things I want to go over is Hela. Hela has gotten a buff from her primary from 8 shots to 10. So she can counter a lot of people, including the Flying Ultron and flying characters in general, even though you might see a less pick rate of those because of their nerfs. But you will obviously see a big rise pick rate of Ultron, as he's a new character, and she'll be a good counter for that. So as BP, you counter Hela, because Hela is 250 HP.
She will return.
She can be one-shot by the combo. So this is a pretty good deal for BP when you think about it, because if there's gonna be more Hela players, then that means there's more people to one-shot and easier too. It's not like 275. Where Hawkeye got a pretty big buff. You will probably definitely be seeing more Hawkeye players. He does have some defense against dive with his ice arrows now. However, for Black Panther specifically, I mean, let's be real, you're gonna usually come in from behind. He's not really gonna have a chance to hit you with that. I mean, come on. It's Black Panther. He can already barely hit you. And he's going to be definitely seeing an increase in pick rate, if not ban rate. But, there's going to have to be a few games where he doesn't get banned. And he's just another character that you can pretty easily one-shot, like Luna Snow. It's just 275. Or you can do a few different combos on him, too, like that. And then there's also the Punisher buffs. And I do believe Punisher is 250. No, he's 275. It's interesting. Every time I go on him, I feel like he's 250. Anyway, he's 275. He does see an increase in health because of his anchor with Widow, so he'll be around... Let's see, is that 300? Yeah, he'll be at 300 HP. So he's definitely gotten some pretty big buffs. Let's see. Black Panther is 300. Yeah, I mean, okay, never mind. His spear dash, and dash is actually a 300 combo. So, honestly, it's fine. It kills 300. And you will see a rise in Punisher because he got buffed as well. So, with this coming patches and nerfs and buffs, people keep, in the BP community, they keep being sad about no BP, but I mean, come on. Look at the meta. You gotta look at the bigger picture. You gotta look at what people will play now and what can you do to them. Yeah, he didn't get any changes, but, I mean, if we're being honest, I don't think he needed any changes. I mean, a lot of people say his passive can be changed. Sure, I agree. I think his passive really sucks. I think I barely use it out of all my time playing Panther. I don't really ever rely on it. And people would say it can be changed to being more explosion like it does in the movies and comics. Fair enough. I think that can happen. I think that's a pretty good change. But he's a very, very strong assassin. Extremely strong and extremely fast. If you play him right and know what you're doing, you can dominate lobbies. Like, yeah, he's easily countered, but it's a high skill ceiling. You need to know how to maneuver, how to wait cooldowns out. You can't just go head first into a thing and have him slam. You need to wait for a slam, and then you're free. So, sure, there's like bugs and no reds, just like connection issues and so on and so forth. But honestly, there's more positive than negatives to Black Panther, if we're being real. Oh my god. Speaking of connection issues, imagine. So, I really do think he's going to be good in this coming season because it seems to be a poke meta instead of a dive meta. Now, there is some weaknesses that are going to definitely be involved, not just with Black Panther, but with melee characters in general. So Penny is getting a buff where she can place 2 mines with, or 2, you know, how do you even do it? I haven't played Penny in so long. 2 of these with a rocket team up. So that's pretty good and going to definitely be way harder for Panther. However, not a good Panther. There have been many times where I have killed a support inside the Penny, Penny mines and Penny traps. Panther is incredibly fast when you use him right, and I know I said that before, but I want to reiterate it. He is beyond fast to the point where the mine traps can't keep up with him. You don't need to worry about that. If you execute the combos fast enough, then, oh my god, then you don't have to worry. It's not the biggest problem. Like, it can kill you, but if you're fast enough and you pick your target well enough, I've killed so many in a Penny mines, Penny mine traps. Nest, Penny nest is the word I'm looking for. I've killed so many. It happens so many times. It's not exactly what I found difficult. So it definitely will make it harder for a lot of dive because they have a lot less freedom and movement. But I think it's still definitely possible. Let's see. Another nerf they did. I mean, there's obviously still Namor. Yeah, another thing is Namor, his squids do more damage at range. This is definitely rough. However, Namor Hulk is still permabanned. I mean, let's be real. It's not going to be the biggest issue because he's permabanned by everyone who doesn't even play dive. You could be a mag player and just hate it. So, you know, I'm not... I mean, obviously it still happens a handful of games where he gets to play Hulk Namor. But,
Please, can we discover
I think you just need to play cover, as always. But it definitely does suck. I can't really work around that. It sucks. The dive partners too, like getting a second person to dive with you, got the selection, because you don't really want to dive with Fist anymore because he kind of sucks. Magic is gonna kind of suck if there's gonna be more penny mains and mines. It was another thing I wanted to talk about is because melee DPS are gonna definitely have a lot higher skill ceiling this coming meta, this coming season, because it's more poke meta. So melee characters are gonna get just a lot harder because if a Hela, if you're playing magic into a Hela, she's just gonna kind of poke at you.
That is the real.
And she has less punishment for the ammo too, so she can just keep going.
You are my prey.
Which is another thing I want to talk about, because there is a team up with, like I said before, the Penny Rocket, where Rocket can place a res, but it has mines coming out of it and a web around it. So, you know, if you step to it as a melee character, you're gonna die or take severe damage until you die, because they keep popping out. So it's gonna take a lot more work for a handful of things. Overall, the end message for Black Panther this season 2.5 is that it's gonna take a handful of more work for some goals. However, when it comes to poke, I think that Black Panther will definitely see a good value. You'll see a lot of good value coming from Black Panther if a lot of people are going to be playing poke, because a lot of poke characters aren't high HP. Okay, I'm pretty sure that covers it. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is how they handled healers. So for Luna Snow, specifically,
Music makes
for
people
Luna,
happy. Heroes make them sing.
they went in the
Maybe
right
I can do
direction
both.
of the snowball, but they went in the wrong direction of a primary. See, the
What
healers,
do I do for an encore?
right now, I think they all do pretty solid healing. I think there's a way to figure out every strategist healer, whatever you want to call it. I think there's a way to figure out how to make them
There
work.
they are.
I think some work better is in different comps. Like, you don't want Mantis in a 2 healer comp, you want her in a 3 healer comp because her healing output is bad. So, the reason I say Luna went in the wrong direction is because supports don't need more healing, they need more escape options. And this is what I said in a previous video, actually. They don't need more damage, fall off, or less fall off. They need
Another
more
hit for
ways
Luna
to
Snow.
escape. That is the biggest
Gotta
thing.
throw like a girl. Gotta get free.
Luna Snow isn't ever really gonna out DPS a dive or a Hela or a Star-Lord that comes in and tries to kill her, or a tank. Obviously, it's never really gonna happen. So buffing her damage, they can buff her healing a little bit, I guess, if you're gonna nerf her all like they did, sure.
There they are.
But the real problem is just that she can't get away. No healer can really get away. And I think that's what really makes it exhausting and problematic. Because if you're gonna play, I mean, Loki is, you know, he can teleport and stuff. But I can't tell you how many times, because Cloak and Dagger is a super popular healer, right? You know, and auto lock is just super convenient, super nice, and it's strong. Her ult is very good too. If I'm playing Black Panther,
My time to shine.
for one, she's 250, so she can be one shot with just a basic spear dash. But I can't tell you how many times I have just spear dash, because it's really fast the first time. Usually they'll switch around, and before I can do it, they'll invul. I just wait. She goes invul, blah blah blah. She tries to fly away. Maybe she goes up here. Okay, I wall climb. She's up here, out of form, dead. Oh, she needs another dash. She plays healing bubble. Okay, I dash back, and she's dead. They can't really get away. Now, if a team peels, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. Of course, that's what you're supposed to do as a team, is peel for your healers, and that shuts down dive pretty good. It's a different thing. A lot of the times you want healers out of position, so you'll take that chance when they're out of position and get them. So what happens when you miss to sleep, or it gets parried by
Hostile ahead.
Iron Fist, or BP spears you, You sleep him, but you're still marked, so when he wakes up,
Tandy.
he just goes, dashes you, gets to reset, spear dash, and you're dead. It's the escapability that is the problem, not the healing output or the damage output. Although Mantis could absolutely use a buff to her healing, this was the wrong buff. This, making it can last 16 seconds, it just needs to be stronger. It needs to do more healing. Because as of right now, she cannot sustain in a 2 healer comp. She needs 3 healers because Mantis is more of a off healer slash DPS than a main healer like Luna Snow.
No true king makes decisions only for himself.
So I'm not sure
We are in the
why
front.
they
Prepare
did what they
yourselves.
did with the healers. I think the answer is fairly obvious. I said it before, I'll say it again. You don't need to buff all this, just buff their escapability and maneuverability, and it will become a lot better to play as healer, and maybe even more fun. And that's it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I love Black Panther and I main him. It's just super fun to me, and I see a lot of people talking about how he wasn't really buffed.
Fast. Hide my
I just
spear.
completely disagree. I think you need to look at the bigger picture and understand that the coming meta is poke and frontline, and BP will benefit greatly from that.
We are in the front. Prepare yourselves. My aim is true.
And they're still doing healers wrong. I'm sorry, healer mains. I got Lord Cloak. I got Lord Mantis.
Life energy is.
I almost have Lord Luna.
People are always afraid.
I did it. It's
I am
weird.
king of
I don't know what they're
Ashura,
doing either.
God of our gods.
Anyway, that's about it.